We don't expect to hear those words coming from Jesus' mouth. And yet the message really was to be totally committed to Christ. I'm sure not many of you play poker, but there is a saying in poker of trying to impress people that you have a good hand in your cards. I'm all in. You push all the chips into the table. I'm all in. Meaning there's no looking back. And I think that's what Jesus was trying to get at. If you're going to be a disciple, if you're going to be a follower, you have to be all in. No looking back. No plan B. No escape hatch. To be a follower means to be totally, totally committed. The first reading, we have a continuous segment from the book of Genesis, and we've heard the story of Joseph and his brothers, and now the next chapter, and Joseph is out of power, and now the Israelites are now going to be persecuted by Pharaoh. And so then we'll start to see the call and the rise up of Moses. But in all of those years, the people of Israel remained faithful. All of those years, first under slavery and then in the desert, they remained faithful. They remained followers to the one true God. I think that's a lesson for us all. A few weeks ago, I was reading Mark chapter 5, and I was struck by Jesus lying to the official, asking Jesus to come to his house to cure his daughter. And Jesus said, "Fear is useless. What is needed is trust." And that got me to look up in different translations. That one line is translated differently. Fear is useless. What is needed is trust. Another time it says, don't worry, believe. And a third translation I found actually said, don't worry, just have faith. So trust, belief, faith. That's what we're called to. Trust, belief, and faith. Knowing that we don't have all the answers, but can we turn it over to God's hands? Many people that I've talked to get all worried about their sons or daughters, grandchildren, if they're going to church or not, if they're going to have the grandchild baptized or not. Major, big questions, yes. But sometimes we have to have that trust, belief, and faith. Jesus in the gospel today was reminding us that understanding of being all in. And maybe we can win over the grandchildren or the children just by our acts of kindness. Maybe instead of asking, when is the child going to be baptized, or when are you going to go to church again, I'm praying for you. I remembered you and your loved ones in my prayers today. And slowly, maybe just ever so slowly, when people recognize that they're being prayed for constantly, maybe that change will occur. Maybe that change in their life will occur to come back to church, to have the grandchild baptized. Trust, belief, and faith. It is stepping out into that unknown. It is letting go of our security. It is letting go of all the things that we can control, and to give the control back to God, to give that control back to Jesus, to recognize that all we can do is to have the trust, belief, and the faith. So this day, when we hear Jesus saying, I've not come to bring peace but the sword, means that a decision has to be made. A decision has to be made as a follower, as someone in love with Christ. Are we going to have that sense of trust, belief, and faith? Our prayers for this Mass are for our relatives and friends. And all we can do in intercessory prayer is say, hey God, here they are. I'm praying for them. The rest is up to you. I might have my wishes that I like them to do, but God, I'm just going to pray for them. The rest is up to you. So this day, as we think of Pharaoh and mistreating the Israelites, of all the years they had to follow God in the desert and under slavery, they had trust, belief, and faith. Jesus in the gospel today also reminding us that a decision has to be made. And once we make that decision to follow Jesus, we should have that same strength and confidence to be all in and to have trust, belief, and faith that in God's own good time, things will be all right.